Tonight I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean. Tonight I'm feeling mean. Gonna make an ugly scene. Tonight I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean. Tonight I'm gonna pick myself a fight. If some deserving dirtbag a black eye, and if he swings at me, then I'll bust that sucker's knee. 'Cause tonight I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean. I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean. The meanest hunk of meat that anyone's ever seen. Get out of the way of the hurricane. There's a heavy price to pay. Tonight I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean. And tonight I'm gonna drink like Daddy done. Gonna act a fool and keep on till the dawn. Drink 15 pints of beer, then I'll roll right out of here. And tonight I'm gonna drink like Daddy done. 'Cause I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean. The meanest hunk of meat that anyone's ever seen. Get out of the way of the hurricane. There's a heavy price to pay. 'Cause tonight I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean. I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean. The meanest hunk of meat that anyone's ever seen. Get out of the way of the hurricane. There's a heavy price to pay. Tonight I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean. I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean. I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean.
SEO This week. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Glad you all could come. Thank you for joining me live. As always, I appreciate it. It's just nice having someone who can actually ask questions and stuff instead of me rambling on about some nonsensical topic. So this week, I'm going to go over 4 news stories I have for you. Hold on. There you go. 4 news stories we got for you. Just, it's some general stuff. It's the beginning of the year. People aren't even on their game yet, but that's just it's just how it is every holiday season. And then I want to go over the Google algorithm updates, the December core update in particular, and just some stuff that I noticed going on that, just kind of reflect some things that I saw that are changing. And my advice in regards to, how to look at what changed or what didn't. And then the differences and stuff, etc., that you get from a lot of people that are giving out information. And then maybe if you guys are interested with it, and we'll see how the questions go, but if you guys are interested, we'll actually go into a couple more ways of monitoring this stuff. I think it was last week I showed how to use Surfer. You can use that same system with Page Optimizer Pro. I don't have a subscription over there anymore, but you can use Page Optimizer Pro. You can use Surfer. You can probably use, I know you can use Cora, and there's and then maybe you can use Serpwoo's new on-page optimization tool. I haven't really dug too deep into that thing yet, but that's just kind of the way it goes. So shout out to Ted. He's joining us. Everhard's here. Noor's here. Elton's here. Hey, guys. Appreciate you. So with that, I didn't do any fancy slides today. I got lazy. So I'm going to just go ahead and show you the post, and then we'll talk about the news. I need this one. So the first one is that Google My Business is testing the services justifications. Basically what that means is if you ever did a Google search in Maps, and inside of the Maps listing, they'll show your business and it'll say mentions whatever you're talking about, or it says what's some other ones? The reviews. It cites the reviews, and then it uses the bold, which is kind of showing that it's relevant for the search term that you got, etc. Well, now Google's actually testing using the services section. So in my case, I got like web design, SEO, and PPC, right? And if someone is searching for Phoenix SEO, for example, and then my map says my service provides SEO, then that kind of, I want to say it's a featured snippet, but it's a highlight of the data that will show up inside of the search results now. So they're testing that, which is kind of good, because that was one of the areas that, people told you to fill it in, but no one ever could say what, yes or no, that it was actually helping you. So at least now you get a little bit of relevance out of Google for that section. I will say that if you want to test that out for yourselves, be very, very careful. If you remember a couple months ago, I was changing as I was updating Digital Ear, I changed the services in my maps, and they suspended all my maps because I edited the services section of my maps. So be a little bit careful and understand that may trigger a suspension. So if you don't, I would wait and maybe see if that's actually going to be the GMB gurus that do all that stuff and teach all that crap. See if they talk about that and whether it's going to be a helpful ranking factor before you start messing with it. Just because you don't want to go through the drama I had to do to get the maps back. Let's see. This one is it's talking about web stories, and the site is WordLift, and what they did is they actually turned one of their articles into web stories. It's kind of like Instagram stories, but it's Google Web Stories, and there's a plugin for it. And then they said they got a 504% increase in traffic. Sounds awesome, but if you look at their traffic graphic, it was all like short-term traffic, and then it kind of bounced right back to normal from what they had before. So if you're looking for a real quick injected traffic, it's short-term, it shouldn't be all that really hard, because essentially you're just repurposing content you already wrote and putting some images and telling a little quote-unquote story with it, and you get some Google Discover love, then I would go ahead and try it out. Maybe, I don't know, I think there might be some opportunities for, like, if you're doing some affiliate stuff and you want to get a quick launch stacking play or something like that, you could try that aspect of it. I'm not really a big fan of jumping on the bandwagon with things, so like Google AMP, I didn't jump on it. Web Stories, I didn't jump on it. But if you're one of those types, and I would say go for it. Again, it's just, if you're going to do the content curation side, Why the hell not? You already wrote it, so just summarize it in some bullets and put it into web stories and see what happens. Bing updated their webmaster tools. I think it's been not the first time I've actually highlighted Bing inside of SEO This Week episode, but this is actually a decent write-up. I think I'm going to go through there and just make one for you guys, just my own opinions and stuff, because I know that while Bing offers real low traffic when compared to Google, I also know for a fact that some of their markets, Bing users actually spend $500 more per purchase than Google users in some markets. So it's not something you want to ignore. Plus, as they bring this tool back and step up its game, I'd be excited to see if they bring back the backlink analysis section. And that was just crazy for finding other people's PBNs and stuff, because Bing didn't hide anything. It shared everything. So you can find PBNs and linking structures and all that stuff using Bing back in the day. So hopefully they bring that back. And then this one is probably the best news for the week, and it's called Google launches the question hub for publishers in the U.S. 2018, they launched this thing. They gave it to the people in India, which is ironic, but it is why a lot of spam sites and stuff are from India are killing it in informational. Is because they were favoring that. They were favoring India, and the reason they were favoring India is because they didn't have a whole lot of content for India, and then it wasn't translated into their people also ask, and all that madness. So they opened this and turned it on in India, and now it's available in the U.S. And what it is think Quora, the question Quora, right? So you go in and ask a question, and then a whole bunch of people answer it. This is Google literally telling you, we don't have any content to answer this question, whatever that question may be. And then what you do is you go to your site, write up the answer, put it on a nice little blog post or a big blog post, however the hell you want to, but I would suggest little, like 300 to 500 words, probably more than enough, answering that question. And then you go back to Question Hub and submit your URL. I mean, it's essentially the Google systems will look and say, oh, look, it answered the question. So if anyone searched for it and you're the only one that fed it, you get the credit for it, right? I think that's actually pretty cool. I think there are plenty of ways to abuse it. My guess is hopefully they handled a lot of that, because India is no small market, right? In regards to search and some of the stuff that they'll do. So hopefully they have it handled really good, and you can just go in there and drop in your topics and figure it out. It hit really, really big on Twitter over the last day or two once they announced this. So I would be a little bit wary to go into to there and start filling out, like, for SEO stuff, like answering SEO questions, because that's just going to turn into a hot mess. And people are going to kind of ruin that. I would go look into your affiliate sites, your niche blogs, etc. If you have some clients and stuff that are doing specific things, check that out before going and using this on your own website. It's just because, honestly, if you're in the SEO market, it's going to be absolutely horrible for everybody after so long. So just look at it, see if there's some stuff in there you can drop in, and maybe you already have some answered. You can go in there and readjust your content to make the Q&A flow a little bit better, and feed that to Google in such a way that triggers more stuff for you. My guess is this going to trigger all people also ask stuff. And after the big boost that people also ask in the search results post core update, I think that's probably what's gonna end up looking at, is this will feed more people also ask, and then it may result in a branding increase, like a branding understanding if you're in your market and you're answering all these questions, and then people see that and then kind of implies that you're the authority be helpful for you in a business sense. I haven't really gotten a whole lot of experience with getting a whole bunch of traffic from being in that people also ask thing, but authority building is a good opportunity there. You can check out. So that's it. So what did I got? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4 stories. Really easy. Again, it's early in the year, so I don't expect a whole lot of good content coming out anytime soon. Just because everyone's kind of getting back into the mix of things. And over here in the U.S., if anyone's like me, you're probably already working on taxes and getting ready to file those wonderful things here soon. So that is what it is. All right, so let's talk about, or first, do you guys have any questions on that? Hopefully, if you got a green screen t-shirt, you can go full floating head. Yeah, I thought about it. I'm going to rebuild. I'm going to build a new desk. I'm going to build the background out behind me. Probably, I'm tossing around if I want green screen or if I just want kind of like a background. You know what I mean? Like the table and the computer and all that stuff and the wall, and you can see all that. I kind of like messing with the green screen though and being able to do some stuff. So not too sure I want to get rid of all of that. Nor how much schema service should be priced. Not telling you that because I'm going to be getting into writing schema, and I'm not going to and selling that as a service. So you just have to do your own market research on that one. Let's see. And any more questions? Nope. Okay, no questions. All right, so let me get into, this is what I have seen in the Google algorithm update based off of keywords that I am tracking. I am talking about correlation, and I'm using correlation to determine what went up and what went down. And it's based off of the core SEO software, the tools that it gives me, and then my use of that data. So what I am giving you are the changes that I've seen for the keywords that I am monitoring. The ups and downs do not in any way reflect what is happening in the keywords that you are monitoring. Unless, of course, you're trying to rank for some of these terms, then there you go, you have them. But one thing that I have learned since the advent of Quora is, one, individual markets, health market, weight loss market, make money online market. Each one of those individual markets have different rules, and that if you mash all of those markets together and then try to say this is the new ranking thing, you're more than likely going to be wrong. I've also learned that large correlation studies, i.e. smashing 3,000 to 30,000 keywords together and combining and analyzing all of that stuff and coming up with mass correlations, while useful and gives you an idea of where to, gives you at least a starting point, they are not the exact measurements for your term, your niche, your micro niche, or your main niche altogether. And so when people give out, and I'm going to kind of get on Ted in here a little bit too, just because I want to be fair. If you give out one term and you say, hey, this is what changed, it's based on that one term, right? And then Ted's got another system in Quora where he can do leaderboards based off of all the users. Now, this isn't and that leaderboard is based off of all the different markets. It's all intermixed. It's all messed together, right? And it's a good starting point to see where you're going, but it is not by any means this is what changed. It's just you're just not. You can, and especially if you're mashing, like in Ted's case, let's say Ted he was comparing the same 30,000 keywords over and over and over again. He can compare those leaderboards and see in general what changed. But when he's using the shared data, and let's say Rosh and Noor are users and they're feeding it in with me, and we're all searching different keywords and different patterns and different markets. And so that 30,000 keyword data set changes every time. So even before the update, the factors will bounce because you're adding in factors from different places. So it's a little bit interesting. Let's see. Ross, do you suggest focusing more on location when appropriate for Quora? We'll kind of get to that a little bit better later, but and that's, and I mentioned Ted because I'm using Ted's tool, so he gets some promotion, and but I want to mention that too, and the reason why is because you have to start monitoring this stuff yourself. You have to monitor the keywords and the markets that you're in, and determine for yourself what changed in your markets in order to be successful. If you're on here listening to me, you're on here listening to Ted or any other talking head that runs around and tells you, oh, this changed, you need to fix this, you need to fix that, I can tell you without 100% doubt that maybe 25 to 50% of that information is actually even close to being applicable to your market. So with that, I guess we need to kind of see some of that. And I shared this inside of SEO Intelligence Agency. It was part of our monthly dossier. And I'm just going to give you guys a nice kind of overview of what I shared with them. And then this is kind of the mini version. And I'm going to do this, and I have to remember to do that every time. So this is a Los Angeles bail bond. So you see I ran this in September 2nd, and then again December 28th. And the reason I waited till December 28th is one, they didn't announce the algorithm update till on or around the 15th of December as being complete, right? And then Ted and the other tools were saying, hey, they were reporting that the algorithm update wasn't done, but what I think would be more likely is the update was done, but it was not propagated through the whatchamacallits, the data centers, right? And so this is so that's why I waited till December 28th. I figured by December 28th, if it's not all the way through all the data centers and it's not being applied to pretty much all of the keywords by now, especially the ones with some certain traffic volume, then there's something else going on. So that is what it is. So I kept this. So again, I chose December 28th, and this is the data based off of then. A few of the cool things that I think are interesting is number of Instagram pages. Now, remember, this is Los Angeles bail bonds, and the number of Instagram pages has gone up, which is, I think, it's kind of interesting. Is like you're in jail and you don't get to keep your phone, so why would this apply? But I don't know. Maybe people were taking release stuff, etc., and just Instagram became more popular when talking about bail bonds. It's it's interesting. To me, one of the patterns that I saw across all of my terms, but in this one in particular, is the exact match stuff went up. So I had to verify this with Ted because he kind of changed some of the definitions. So instead of saying exact match, it's search terms, which is the search term that I used, versus keywords, which is the variations. So Los Angeles bail bonds is a search term. Bail bonds Los Angeles would be a keyword because it's a variation. And I've seen a lot of the cases where exact match in a lot of different zones became more and more important in a lot of keywords, for a lot of keywords. So H1s, meta descriptions, this is just in the HTML tag. So that would kind of be double up in here. as well as inside of the content, search terms and questions in H4s. You can see in the title tags, all that stuff went up like a lot. Okay, so when you're talking about that, is keyword density, and it's looking like they're asking for more of it. So I don't know if it's they want more of it, or that the machine, whatever they're using, if you're into the bird or machine AI or AI, if those are being applied across the board, is a keyword density that it's really looking at, and that's how it's determining relevancy, which would be interesting. Because we know they can't read content, because all of Kyle Roof's lorem ipsum tests are still ranking quite well. So a lot of this is in this particular market, you can see what has gone up and what has gone down. This one is the keyword referral marketing. I actually misspelled it on here, but I like showing this stuff off because we're assuming that Google's smart enough to fix spelling. But what if you're doing one like this, and maybe you can see some changes. I didn't go back once I caught that. It was too late to go back and get something a little bit closer. But it would have been cool to see the comparison between referral marketing spelled properly and referral marketing misspelled, and see how these diffs change from that. But in this one, you see number of entities used. This you'll see this pattern a lot nowadays. Entities are addressed in a lot of keywords, and they're doing really, really well. And this is just the beginning. I'll show you some other markets where that's actually gone up even more. Here's the variations, more variations of the keyword in there: referral marketing, marketing for referrals, that kind of stuff is there. And I saw, there it is, LSI is hit it off really good too. I think this kind of makes sense because a lot of LSI end up being entities. And a lot of entities are typically LSI words. So as Ted coined them, super LSIs are really important. And I've been talking about this for ages. I've taught how to do schema and leverage entities. I've taught how to write content and leverage entities. And the Google December core update just kind of made me look like a genius. So I get to keep that one until the next core update, I guess. Oh yeah, that's a good catch, Ted. I mean, this was odd. Like, we tested it at SIA, it proved to be completely valueless. However, a lot of my terms that has popped up, and so now I have to figure out how to test that again. And see if that's really something to do. I need to dig into actually individual reports, look at it, and then compare the grades for each one of those and see is there an average grade that they're looking for at the same time. I don't know, but that's crazy that I saw that. And I've not only gotten reports that I ran, I got reports that other people ran, and they sent me their October and November cores. And it's almost damn near consistent, which is kind of scary. Let's see. RV manufacturers, looking for an RV. I want to go see the adventures in the world, but check this out. Entities and exact match usage up. Entities. Ted Kabatis and I have been talking about using entities ad nauseum. I was the one who drove Ted towards adding that into Cora. I've been teaching you guys this stuff in schema. I've been teaching you guys this stuff in writing your content. Ted's been teaching you to implement it over and over again. I don't know what else we could say to you guys if you're not implementing entities right now, if you're not considering this stuff in your content. And then it's RV manufacturers, so this is mostly brand stuff. So technically it kind of makes sense because entities are brands, but as you establish more, etc., in there, you just use entities. And then the search terms, the exact search terms, this stuff all jumped a lot. So keyword density, it's a thing. Don't let people fool you and say that it's not. I do have to revisit the keyword density test to see if that, if it's still changed or if we're still going to get the kind of the same results where 90% keyword density ranks. But we'll see how that does here in the future. Construction dumpster rental. This is links. I saw a whole bunch of posts, etc. Post update like within 3 or 4 days saying, "Oh, all my links are bad," etc. And so your links, you don't need links anymore, and the update took care of those, and they're punishing links and stuff. And this data here, and for this particular keyword, kind of proves them all wrong in one keyword. So there's plenty of applications of links still. You still need them. And so build links. Here's another one. Flush Kincaid reading ease. It's craziness. I don't know why that's there. I mean, you don't really have to be smart to buy a dumpster rental, but I guess you have to read right. I don't know. I would think if you're going in there, you got to read less, which is interesting. And as Ted pointed out in the comments, there is some schema stuff in here and this stuff is kind of consistent. It's not up there yet, though. And what I find is interesting, it's not the rich snippet stuff. Like, this is a rare example of rich snippet that is in there. This is most of it is like points of contact and all that stuff. So because it's correlation, it just kind of shows our competition is not taking advantage of schema properly, and that you should. Product term, comfortable nurse shoes. Absolute. This is URLs, keywords in the URLs. It kind of makes sense. There's entities again. Word count. I started seeing this in a lot of the product keywords that we had. Word count was a big deal. That's writing better product descriptions, etc. And you can do that by adding more entity stuff inside of your content. The variations kicked off a lot higher. You notice here it wasn't exact match for comfortable nurse shoes. It was variations of that term inside of the H tags and then entities. This one kind of dropped a little bit, but some of them went up. So you need less overall in your HTML. However, you need it more targeted inside a specific zone. So H2, H3s, etc., which is really cool. Term frequency, this one went down. That's just, the number of times you want to use the same words, not necessarily the density, just the number of count. So that went down, but it was number 2. Now it's 19. So I guess you don't really have to worry too much about it. But when you're adding all these entities and all that stuff, you kind of, you swap out term frequency. You can lower that down a little bit, just naturally switching some things out. So that's pretty interesting. Facebook shares are here. I kind of like seeing this because we did a test before where shares versus likes, and shares won, because when you do a share, you're actually sharing the link inside of your profile, which is crawlable and indexed by Google. Versus like, which doesn't really do anything. It doesn't build any links on Facebook for you. So that's pretty cool. Majestic links is there, and then some referring subnets. So referring domains, more backlinks, and some social stuff is actually doing really good too. Leading keywords. That's a good question, Elton. Let's say that this is my title tag, and keywords is my keyword. So this would be the leading keywords versus number of keywords, which would have the keyword in the title tag, but it's not leading. It's not starting off with. I think that's the easiest way to describe that. 250 million likes did nothing from it. That's nice. You got the wrong likes. You should have got Google plus ones. Oh, back in the day. All right, so let me see. I want to make sure these are in the right order. These are not in the right order. Let's switch that around. Okay, so I'm gonna do it like this. So this is the SEO niche. This is like Phoenix SEO, keyword analysis, referral marketing, keyword research, all those like SEO topics. There's 16 of them in my limited December data set, and this is the ranking board for them after. So we have keywords in the A tags, those links going out. I think because of the city SEO stuff, there's a lot of like a clutch and up city and all that stuff directories. So that's why you see this. Typically, if I see that in there and I know I'm local, I'll just ignore that factor altogether. But entities up, entities and H3s up, exact match search terms, search terms up. The variations in the H tags up. More search term stuff. Term frequency is more important now, etc. And then you can kind of scroll down and see pretty much the rest of these things. But it's a lot of, and I don't see links in here, which is kind of funny. Like you need to do a lot of on page to rank for some of these SEO terms, and then you need a lot of backlinks to do some of the others, right? But for the most part, it's your on page that's really doing good, so you can succeed pretty well in on page. I know you can succeed really well in on page because some of the terms in here I've actually ranked with just on page. I've even done schema, and to be 100% truthful, I haven't even done any core stuff to them yet. And I just ranked with entities and the content optimization stuff. If you want to see a little bit about that, check out the content optimization episode for SEO this week. I think it's 186 if my memory serves. And then word count is kind of gone up too. And I think that's because of the city stuff. And I haven't bounced it off of like markets where I'm not in. In markets where I am in, I may have screwed up the word count measurements a little bit because my pages are pretty deep. Here's the 4 keyword research. So it's keyword research, keyword analysis, keyword research services, and keyword analysis services, entities in the H tags. As I mentioned, these are essentially on-page SEO topics, and for the most part, backlinks is really what's going to get you up in there. The on-page stuff is not going to do it for you alone. You got to do backlinks. So much so that there's some LSI stuff in here, but it's really minimal LSI to the lists and exact match in the title tag, and then some L1s or LSI inside your H1s, and the rest of it is all backlinks. So I've seen that consistently when I'm trying to rank for any on-page SEO topic, where you'd have to do that on-page SEO stuff, right? And you apply that to your on-page SEO topic page, but at the end of the day, none of it really matters. You have to actually have backlinks to rank your on-page SEO topic, which I find it's kind of funny. I see the irony in that. These are the 4 miscellaneous market keywords. This is the bail bonds, the RV, construction, and nurse's shoes. You see that kind of mixed up. If you remember in your memory the things that were important, you can see it's a little bit shifted here, but some of it is consistent. This is why I say you can only base it off of, the consistency of your keywords. And I'm going to illustrate this a little bit. Number of entities used. Every one of them we've talked about, number of entities used was important. And as you get down here in this list, links. Remember the sheets. I pointed out the ones that required more backlinks. There's only 50% here. So if I didn't provide this 50% column here, and you went off and built your pages based off of this factor list, you would only be successful probably from, I would say, these 4. These 4 would probably be doing you some good, and the rest of this stuff may or may not help you at all. So you wasted all your time because you didn't get this. You weren't aware that the correlation was in fact mixed markets, and you were getting mixed data. So I think it's really, really important when seeing these. As a caveat too, I'm actually publishing these. I'll publish them up on a site, and I'll drop the links once I do that. Probably I'll announce that I do it, but I'll drop them on this episode. So if you want to bookmark this episode in your domain so you can get to see all these and read them all for yourself, make your own determinations, then you can do that once that's done. This is the city SEO. So Phoenix SEO, Glendale SEO, I ripped them all and separated them from everything else and put them in a nice package. And you can see what I was talking about where I can get more value out of this, and I can actually create templates. Everything with 80% and above, I can apply this to my template. You can do 70% if you want to. I just picked 80 because I'm sound like a nice random number, but I know that I can put some numbers in my H tags in a template. I know that I can add keywords in the H tags in a template. Search terms, 1, 2, and 3 tags. I can put all that in a template, and I can make it so that all I got to do is change cities and some other things, some small things, and knock it all out with a template. Entities and the sentences. I can template the whole page and make each one of those pages really, they're not totally unique, but it's local SEO, right? So I don't have to make 100% unique things because Google understands you offer one service in Phoenix and you offer that same service in Miami. It's probably going to say the same thing about both of those services. So Google gets that, which allows me to leverage templates. And when you see there's 42 things that I can do to my template that are correlating in over 80% of my keywords, I would be dumb not to create that template like that. And if you want to even get lazier, you can create the template with 16 and then go a little bit more. But for me, I would probably stick with the 80 right there and just go knock it out. Leading keywords, you can see all this stuff. A lot of this stuff is really easy to implement in a template, and that's why you really need to know this number, the percentage of the reports that are showing that factor. So that's really cool. And then finally, mixed market is pretty much all of those terms all thrown in together. And you see how things change significantly. So there's 80% number of entities used, entities and sentences, H tags, 70%. So being that those numbers are what they are, I would probably implement all of those in my template. This one's pretty easy. So maybe number 5, 65. Maybe if I was using this data, I'd probably build a template from there and be relatively okay. But the rest of this stuff it's like half of the keywords or less. So it's less value. But if I presented it to you, again, if I wanted to be an ass and I presented it to you, I just delete IDs and samples and all this stuff and just present these factors to you and write a great clickbait article on what's changed in Google algorithm, and you wouldn't have any context. You think that these are the, based off of how much you trust or distrust me, you would actually think that these are the actual, this is what happened, right? But this is pre-core. And then we look at post-core update, number of entities used stay, and these numbers kind of went down a little bit in the same keywords in some places, but went up in others. So when you combine all that stuff again, there's probably even less. Well, there's a little bit more consistency here. So if we went 65 and up, we have 18 factors. And then if we did 65 and up, we only have 6. So we have a little bit more consistency, and that consistency is in entities, exact match search term, the number of times you use your search term in your content, entities again, variations, word count, and exact match search terms again, variations again, and then word count again. So entities, word counts, search terms when looking at these 20 mixed market terms. If we were building a template and we just wanted something to start with, we'd probably be fairly okay to go along with these. All right. So that's my my quasi analysis. You guys got to see the data. Again, it's for those keywords. It only applies to those markets, and it shows to you why blanket statements of this is what changed are completely and utterly useless unless their data set is the same data set that you're using. Like their keywords happen to be in the same market in the same keyword set that you're using, then it would be valuable to you. But you're more than likely not going to know that, right? So you need to get a tool. I know Quora is expensive. Freaking either buy it or join SIA and then give me your keywords. And I'm adding this to a nice database. Once Quora 6 comes out, the automation stuff is damn near worked out. He's got some more things to do. He's fixing some trouble tickets and stuff. And he promised me it would be out this month. So we'll see. But once Quora 6 is out, I'll be tracking 15 different markets, probably 50 to 100 keywords in each one of those markets. So and the tricky part of that is that's actually going to take like 15 days to run run that set, right? Even with the automation, it's going to take about 15 days. So one day to run all 100 words and then just set it up and let it run overnight using the automator, which will be in Quora 6, which is badass. And then I can actually do these diff reports and do some core trend stuff and mash it all together and give you what's going on in your markets. Or you can do it yourself. You just pay for Quora. If you want to, you reach out to me, get my affiliate link. You get Quora Diff and Quora Trends, which is essentially what I use to put these pages together. And then if you buy from me, just let me know, and I'll bounce off your purchaser details from Ted's information. I'll just bounce it off Ted, and if I could prove that you did it, I'll just give you access to my Quora SEO course, so you can actually learn how to use this stuff for get more out of the tool. Or if you're in internet marketing gold, my Quora SEO course will be up in there pretty soon too. So anyway, either way, you'll get the most out of the tool because it is one of the more expensive ones, but just so happens that you get what you pay for. It's one of the better ones. It doesn't really lie to you. It just uses math and just says the truth. So it's pretty awesome. Okay, any questions? Talked a lot. 40 minutes. Awesome analysis. I approve. Very cool. Thank you very much, Ted. Hope you. Let's see. No more questions. Going slow because I know some people type slower than me. And I type slow. There you go. No questions. All right. Sweet. So with that being said, thank you for watching SEO This Week, episode 190. If you are, or even if you're not, and if you're in and you want to add to my data pool, send me some keywords that you want analyzed and added to that thing. Added to my analysis data set, and then just after every core update, let me know that, remind me you sent me the terms, and I'll send you my analysis of that too, just for helping me out and helping me build the data set a little bit more. And if you all could go to SEO Fight Club, Ted Kabitis, beat him up on Skype and tell him to hurry up with Quora 6 already. And let's see what else. Oh, subscribes and stuff. If you could hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up or thumbs down. Again, engagement is engagement. If you're watching on the Facebook or Periscope, join us on YouTube. But you can comment on Facebook too. It's no big deal. But at least hit the notification bell so that you can all join me and engage with me and ask questions and let me ramble on and entertain you for an hour every Monday. And thank you, and I'll see you next week. Oh, and Happy New Year.